Hey guys, okay, so we are back. Sit fearlessly, Industry Uncut. Let's go. We're a little hot in the studio, so I'm giving y'all a little shoulder right now, a little shoulder action.
It's cool. Keep fanning. I'm catching some of that too. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Keep us both cool.
Yeah, actually, you know, I went to the beach over the weekend too. I did. I forgot about that.
just more stuff.
I love the beach. I love to be by the water. Okay. So one thing, like, people always scrutinizing, y'all know I'm from the Bronx, from the boogie down. So people always scrutinizing Orchard Beach. And I'm like, why? I love that our kiddies from the Bronx have a beach.
Fair.
I love it.
Fair.
I love it.
I just, I just wish that they maybe take a little bit better care of the beach.
No, it's true, but they're trying now. They're trying, yeah, because I heard they fixed the promenade that's there. I think that's what they call it. But many epic moments at Orchard Beach. Oh my God! And Sundays they have like salsa Sundays, so everyone's out there dancing salsa. So get out there, enjoy Orchard Beach. Don't worry about what nobody says. I think it's beautiful. And all my Puerto Ricans are out there, so,
Look, if you're by the beach, if you're near the beach, use the beach. Go to the beach.
Yes, it's hot out here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's for real.
Oh, my God. But we got some topics that are going to make us even hotter.
Hot and steamy topics, right? Yeah. Okay. Can I start with this one?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Go for it.
So, our guy, Shannon Sharpe, he's known for having some hard-hitting interviews and bringing out some maybe crazier topics. People get a little bit more candid, a little more comfortable, maybe off that drink. Mr. Ha Davis was recently on Shannon Sharpe, and he shared an intimate moment between him and his wife in which he told a story where they went into a lifestyle party.
Right.
A lifestyle party.
Swingers.
Okay, swingers. All right, swingers. Okay, Sue, all right. And he partook in spectating his wife enjoying the party a little bit more than he was at the time. Now, he told about how that impacted him, and most importantly, the I guess regret behind it. Now, I'm not gonna take a shot at swingers, but being in that lifestyle, Sue, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that?
So, I feel like be careful what you wish for, Ha Davis.
Oh my gosh, yo!
You wanted to go experiment because, not shading all men, but men are normally much more open to like threesomes and things like that. Hold on.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Than women are, right? So I feel like a lot of times men are the ones that kind of initiate that conversation and fill it out and see if that's something they could do in their marriage or a relationship. So I feel like that's part of what happened. And they went and he was like, I'm gonna get mine. But then when he saw that she was also getting hers, and
now, hold on.
We don't know how it happened or what happened.
But we know how it went down and what it sounded like. He said that homeboy was going to town like he had never went himself.
Right.
And that's okay. That's also just you opening yourself up to that. You right though. I will say this: a lot of men will talk about things like open relationships, right? And the thought process is, oh, wait, I get to have my cake and eat it too. Now, hear me out, fellas. Hear me out, fellas. Because the dynamic to get sex is a lot different between men and women, right? And I just mean that you may feel like you have all the options in the world when you're not looking for them.
Right.
But when those options are looking for your option, you're gonna feel it.
Exactly.
Look, I'll put it like this. I think I'm a nice, handsome gentleman.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I was fishing for the cosign. But Sue.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw her weekend. Sue, just go check her Instagram. You see Sue, right? If we go out to a party, 9 times out of 10, people gonna approach her. They just will. The look is there, and men, we gonna go. Those parties. They're gonna go.
Right.
You have to understand the options are not the same. And if you're gonna invite that energy, be prepared for that energy.
Exactly.
Exactly. I can't say I would ever
Right.
invite that energy into my own situation.
Right.
But I think Mr. Davis learned a valuable lesson.
He absolutely did. I also feel like, I hope he had a conversation with his wife before he put this on TV.
Okay, now can I hit you with the part two? Can I hit you with the part two? Or should I say, maybe hit is the wrong word, because apparently she done took a frying pan to that boy's head. I don't know literally, but she was
After
not
the
happy.
conversation.
She was not happy.
Yeah, that's
that right
crazy.
there is one of the things about being in any sort of lifestyle, or even having, we all grown here. If you got a person, you probably want to be a little bit more discreet about y'all goings-ons, especially if you're going to indulge in certain things. Discretion is the better part of valor there.
Make part of it fiction.
Right.
Say back in the day.
Yeah, at least make it so
with
that you don't
somebody
gotta wear
else.
that. Nah, he let that girl is wearing this now. And
Of course
that's
is.
inconsiderate. I'll be honest with you.
1000%. I feel like people be saying too much on social media, on media platforms. Like, because I know what's her name was recently talking about her open relationship too. She's on not Love and Hip Hop. She's on The Housewives of Atlanta now. K. Michelle. She was talking about how her marriage, they have like an open marriage.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay. I'm not a judgmental person at all. I'm like, to each their own. But at the same time, I'm like, I hope they're communicating with their significant others about this, because that's a lot of information that you're putting out there.
That is.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I have heard of different couples doing certain things like that, and just in the sense of, but keeping it low key. That was at least rumored to be part of the reason why Will and Jada had a problem, right? Is that the nature of their relationship
1000%.
was exposed because she was not as secretive about it. Her goings-ons got out.
Yeah.
Whereas, whatever they do is usually behind closed doors.
Right.
First off, where do you stand on open relationships? Because I'm of the notion that I think that it just invites drama.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. And again, this is not coming from judgment. I don't personally, I'm not interested in having an open relationship. Yeah, I think that for that, we could just be best friends who are hooking up until we find our partners in life. I don't think I would be in an actual serious relationship and that be okay. Yeah. Because the lines could get blurred at any moment. Exactly. It could get blurred by your partner. It could get blurred by the person you're bringing into the relationship. I think also when people spend a lot of time with another person and engage in sexual activity and things like that, feelings could come about.
It's natural. Yes. It's natural.
So yeah, I'm really not into it like that.
Even I think without the sex, I think when you're in somebody's company, for extended periods of time, you get to see different layers of them. You get to see how their mind works, how their heart works. You get to see what type of person they are, what their values and morals are. To be perfectly honest, if you want to talk about it, that's what dating is, right? That's the purpose of dating, is to find those things. So, and
remember, a lot of men are always complaining that their wives are always arguing and always bitchy and always this and always that. True. And then you bring in another woman into the situation, and now this woman is like, I'm just down with the ish. So
that's the
I'm
invitation.
not drama. He's going to be like, wait a second. This is like happy, positive, not positive, but this is like happy, drama-free, stress-free. Yeah. And then I got to go home to my wife, and she's always picking at something. He's going to want to spend more time over here.
That's honestly, you just broke down side chick math.
Yes.
Yeah, and side dude math too. Like, not for nothing, like, I got a friend who was a habitual side dude. Really? And one of the things he says is that it was always a good deal because the boyfriend gets the drama. The boyfriend gets the problems. Right. I get the good time. Right. Her life is what her life is, whether it's, and particularly if she got kids, she's dealing with the kids, she's doing that with the husband, she's bringing whatever. When she steps out with me, it's none of that. We here to have a good time, not a long time. So,
That's crazy. Yes. And that's very, very dangerous territories to get into. Like, y'all both literally have to be, both parties in the relationship literally have to be super open-minded about this for it to work.
Not just open-minded, but trusting.
trusting.
So,
yes,
you know,
for it to work.
We're both in the entertainment industry, so we see all of these different events all the time that pop up. Now, when these invites and stuff go out to lifestyle parties and whatnot, one thing that always crosses my mind is, you know, first off, you're there as couples, right? The level of communication that has to be there. And I don't just mean in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm talking about prior to. Like, do you have that conversation of what are you comfortable with?
Right.
You know, because people go in with different mindsets. And as you said, there's a lot of dudes who may think that they jumping in is just going to be, you know, just crawling through whatever. But if it's not like that, and if your partner is reluctant at first, and you're excited, and then those tables turned, that's
because men go into it with a selfish mindset. That's it.
I'll say, even the dynamic of that trust, just make sure that you're dealing somebody whose values align. Somebody who's compatible. There's a lot of people who comment on compatibility, and one of them is Dr. Gizelle Bryant.
Yes.
Now, I want to bring a quote to you.
Okay.
And because y'all been hitting my DMs about this one.
I love it.
I'm looking at you.
Let's
you know
talk about it.
Y'all arguing with me in these DMs because, all right, here's the quote before I get into it. If he brings out the child in you, you're dating a man. If he brings out the mother in you, you're dating a boy. If he brings out the inner man in you, you're dating a loser. That was her advice to women in terms of choosing a partner in the dating space.
Do you want to know my thoughts?
Please, please, please.
So I partially agree with her. I think that different type of men, depending on what their mindset is, where they are in life, how they carry themselves, bring out a different side of a woman. So I have to agree with that. I think that sometimes, and it all depends also what the woman is looking for as well. So we have to also be careful who we're choosing, right?
True.
But I definitely feel like if you feel like you are mothering this man and he is the reason why, I mean, you are the reason why he has his ish together and his ish organized, and you're always helping him get out of some ish, and you're basically like his lifeline in that way, like his mama, I feel like there's definitely some issues there. Absolutely.
Here's my problem with that right there, right? You ever heard the term equally yoked?
Yeah.
Right, so being equally yoked is not exactly what it sounds. It's more like being complementary of one another, right? You're both so involved in the relationship that y'all can invest in one another.
Right.
Now, the key to that success is that y'all probably aren't good at the same things, right? So, Sue, you're amazing at numbers, right? If I'm good at communication, but not the best at, you know, the number side of things, if we open up a business together, I might take the calls and you make sure our books are good, right? Yeah, I probably could, but if you got it done down packed, you know, there's a difference of you bringing your strong suit and your gifts to the situation and helping me elevate. In the same breath, if you have all of your stuff together in terms of your business, but are having a difficult time communicating the value of your business to people to make them buy in, and I can help you, you know, communicate that value to others, so now you get to elevate. You get what I'm saying here?
So I agree with what you're saying, but I don't think that's what she's talking about.
I see, and that, but I guess maybe it's because these messages
based on
get
like people's
misconstrued.
own personal experiences.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So now hear me out though. Like mothering versus what do you consider mothering? Let's start there.
So I just explained it. I think.
What is getting his ish together? Because there are chaotic people, and maybe you're talking about the extremes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's coming from a personal experience or personal experiences. Because I think she's still single, so she's still in the dating world, right? So I think she's coming from a place of, I keep meeting these men who, okay, so let me put it like this. Like her, I feel like she's an alpha woman, right? Like her, I feel like I'm an alpha woman myself, right? So when you're talking about equally yoked, right, what you were explaining right now, if I'm somebody who's always carrying like the weight in my life, for my family, for my children, I've been single for a while, I'm doing everything on my own. If I meet a man, I think I would want to meet a man that's gonna pick up some of these things and take some of that heavy weight off my shoulders. Now, if I meet someone who I'm also gonna have to take care of, like I'm taking care of my son, and I'm folding his clothes, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing, not saying that I'm not gonna do that, but saying that this person really is just a mess, and now I have somebody else I have to take care of, then that's a problem. And I think that that's where she's coming from, because she has been a woman that has been, I got your back, Gizelle, okay?
All right.
She is a woman that has taken care of her own and carried a lot of weight and been through a lot and has been a single mom and all of those things. So I think that that's where she's coming from. But I do agree with the statement that you said. When you're in a partnership, you have to know what your qualities are and what your partner's qualities are, and then you meet each other that way. Yes. But that's not where she was coming from.
That's why compatibility, I feel like, is that much more important. Right?
1000%.
Because you just listed essentially what you'd want in a man,
Yeah.
right? A man who's going to come in, and here's the one fault that I feel is like, you put off a list, and I'm sure everybody has one, a list of the things that they're taking care of in their own life. If you broke up your life into what the responsibilities are that you have, I'm sure everybody would have one, including the man who's coming into your life, right?
Of course.
And he's carrying that himself.
Of course.
I think
but there's men who love to be providers.
I think that we have to understand, though, even in being a provider, right? If I'm now providing for somebody else, too, I'm taking a load off of them. And the next thought process would be, like anything else, how do you keep that going? The best way to keep that going is to offer them support, right?
1000%.
If you have, like, take the Knicks, right? The Knicks are, you have players who are going to be the scorers, right? And that's great. They take the scoring burden off of the rest of the team. How can the rest of the team help maintain that?
Right.
By creating opportunities for them to score. By playing defense so that the points that they drop matter. And they're not just playing catch up all the time. So if a man comes in and he's doing the most to try to enable that provision, then if you want to maintain that provision, you work together to do so. And part of that, and I'm just saying, part of that is also, I think, can be defined as what, unfortunately, some people consider the mothering.
No.
Right? Not in the sense of, I think if we're taking away the problem solving, first off, though, you should probably help each other solve your problems. I think that we're losing the idea of mutualism. I think when you say mothering, and unfortunately, I don't know who you've been talking to. So, bruh, if you out there and you catching a stray some point from dating these ladies.
From Gizelle.
From Gizelle, from Sue too. If y'all catching strays out there, just make sure that y'all get it together, because if she was solving all of your problems and you weren't solving any of hers, then yes. I think that what more so Gizelle is describing in that sense is a very one-sided relationship. Now, that said, though, I only point out, and maybe it's because I haven't given her a chance to explain this part. The provision part of it, provision without any type of, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, any type of giving back, any type of appreciation, any type of that, you're still doing the same thing.
Right.
So I guess what I'm saying is what's good for the goose good for the gander?
Cortez, coming from a woman, I think you missed what the point was. I don't think it was a literal babying. I think it's just she has felt that in some relationships she has gotten into, she has been the one to take care of the person in whatever sense that is for her. And she labeled it as babying. I don't think she meant it in the literal sense.
I get you. I think I understand.
Yes.
And again, I think that, you know, maybe a choice of words or the translation. The translation is when you're in a one-sided relationship, when you're constantly giving to the situation, when you're with somebody who provides more problems than they provide value. In any situation, you will feel like you know, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
You can't enjoy the relationship because
Yeah.
you're, and you know.
It's like, I've heard men complain in the past.
I'm about to say, like that's, I guess maybe,
Yeah.
sorry guys, I'm speaking because as much as I heard that, I'm like, there's like.
Listen, I've heard, I am a both side type of female. I see things both sides. I've heard men complain about that too, right? Because men are naturally the providers, right? So they get into a relationship, they're taking care of the woman, they're making sure that she has everything she needs, and then the woman becomes complacent. She doesn't
reciprocate is the word.
She doesn't reciprocate. She doesn't, you know, whatever the case is, she doesn't challenge him mentally. She doesn't get up and grind like he does.
Yeah.
She doesn't, and I've heard men complain about that, and they feel like they are the dad in the relationship in a sense. So I think that that's where that was coming from.
Yeah.
So I've heard the complaint from both sides. That's why I'm not mad at her for saying that. I think we just need to choose better and ask those questions early on and not just try to give people an opportunity. Like, you know, just because.
I like these conversations, and I'm happy that we can, you know, dive into the shade room a little bit with our type of talk sometimes.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I love it.
And no, because shade room is
what y'all shouldn't be doing is dating or marrying somebody who's going to air your dirty laundry on media.
If y'all decide to go to the swingers club and go and do your thing, you know,
make him sign an NDA, okay? Make him sign an NDA, ladies. That is it.
Fellas, just don't
clutch my pearls.
As long if you learned anything from Ha Ha Davis, man, just don't do it. Just don't. Especially if you. Be honest with yourself. If you don't think that you gon' like, why would you give somebody? If you think you hitting doubles, why would you give somebody opportunity to hit a home run?
Thank you. And NDA's whole weight. I'm gonna stick to that. Make them sign an NDA.
Sue, what you done signed before? No.
Make them sign an NDA. Listen, people be putting too much stuff out there that's nobody's business.
That's a fact.
Oh my God. But we have another conversation that we're talking about. I don't know if you want to dive into it also.
Please.
This is the Shade Room. She's a founder, right?
Yeah, the founder of Shade Room.
Angelica Nwado?
Yes.
Okay, Angelica Nwado.
You got it.
Yes. So she reportedly received $100 million acquisition offer for the Shade Room, which is crazy. But the Shade Room has been around for a long time, has been
it's a mainstay.
Yes, has been sustainable. Everybody turns to it for the gossip and the drama and all that stuff. So that's insane. So what started as an Instagram page with the Shade Room has become one of the most influential media platforms in Black culture. Okay, she also has a masterclass in entrepreneurship and all that stuff. So that's crazy.
Now, can I ask you a question here?
Yes.
You're big in wealth building.
Yeah.
Is it something when we create something like this that is such an important part of the culture and allow it to be bought out? That's
a great question. So I have such mixed feelings about this because I feel like Rihanna has done that. I feel like
remember the Cantu shea butter?
Yes.
That did it.
Miele.
Yep.
She's still a part of it. She's still, I believe she's on the board and she's CFO or CEO, something. Don't quote me, guys.
Yeah.
But she still sold it.
I just hope that, because there's a thing about selling it but maintaining the ability to keep its integrity.
Yes.
But a lot of the times when you get into those spaces where it becomes all about money.
Yes.
Especially you sold it.
Yes.
You sold it to people who see it as more valuable than the money that they're giving it to you for in the first place. Like
right.
just let's start there, right?
Exactly.
Let's start there. Do you think that, forget the integrity talk first for a second. Do you think that Black people, people of color, are leaving money on the table when they sell their creations to other firms?
That's a great question. You know, I think we need to dive into, I think what we're not talking about is what are some of the, and I'm not saying this is the same for all companies that have done this, but what is the true valuation of these companies when they're being offered this, and what is actually going on in the company? Because I feel like some, not all, of these companies may be selling or accepting the offer because it may not be going so well. In the back office. Now, I'm not saying this is all companies, guys, so don't beat me up for this. But I think that that's the deeper conversation, the deeper layered conversation that we need to have.
Yeah. I will say that as these companies grow, sometimes they grow beyond the capacity that the leadership in the company has. And that's not just the founder, but if you're building anything, you need to establish mechanisms. You need to establish systems that sustain the growth. And that might not always be found with your initial group of people who are doing it.
I mean, Pinky Cole, perfect example. Perfect example. They bought it from her. She bought it back. She was not standing for it. She was like, no, I want my company back and I want to run it. Not everybody does that.
Now, well, okay. So pros and cons. Selling your intellectual property, your business, selling your brand. One of the pros could be you now have access to the resources of this larger company, not just their money, but their minds. We've seen Shark Tank, right? Shark Tank is a show that's completely based on that. What are your thoughts on that?
Now you have to be careful.
Okay.
Because have you watched Apple? What's his name again?
Steve Jobs.
Have you watched the Steve Jobs movie? That's also an example. I mean, he's not black and brown culture, but that's an example of bringing people into your board and then buying you out of it.
That is the
and kicking you out of it.
Now that's the other that's the con. That's probably the biggest con is that you can invite these people in and they may find that you're the weak link.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
To that point, maybe
So that's what we need to know. We need to know. Y'all need to share numbers. I don't know, because I heard they be capping out there. I heard they be valuing all these companies, and I'm not saying in our culture necessarily, but all these also white American companies, they value them at a certain amount, and it's not really true. Like they were saying that about Kylie Jenner and Kylie Cosmetics and things like that. So we need to know the true numbers, y'all. We need to know the true numbers and what's truly going on, because that's a lesson for us too.
It is. Now, here's the problem though, is that some of the numbers are subjective by nature, right? Like something like Kylie Jenner's brands are increasingly inflated by her social media reach. Now, if they feel like with music, right? If you're in a hip hop specific space, once you get into pop culture, it's called a crossover. And that means that you now have access to sales to all of these different demographics, internationally, whatever else. Now, think about that from a business perspective, right? If I'm valuing your company and saying, okay, well, currently right now, Sue, you appeal to Latin American women from the Northeast. But somebody who has a same or similar company to you is from the Midwest, and she's a soccer mom in a white picket fence with the white picket fence matching her skin.
I'm gonna leave that question right there for the audience, okay? I'm gonna leave that for the audience because we have run out of time. But I love the conversations that we had today because we talked about ownership of your culture, your narrative, your business, your platform, your future, your voice, everything. Such a great conversation. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Sit Fearlessly, Industry Uncut. I'm your girl, Sue Fearless.
It's your boy, Tez.
Make sure you tap in with us all summer because we're going to be outside.
I guess I'm going kicking and screaming because she got plans for us already.
Thank you, guys. This is Sit Fearlessly, Industry Uncut. Boom.